It is February 2025, and this is our first look at an all-new episode of Peppa Pig Tales. Daddy Pig's emergency room accident, brand new Peppa Pig episodes. It is a nice sunny day in the countryside. Peppa and her brother George are playing outside. Mummy Pig goes into the bedroom where Daddy Pig is sleeping and tries to wake him up. She tells him that he's needed outside to help her with the laundry, but Daddy Pig doesn't want to get up. He agrees and the two pigs sit down on a nearby chair. "This is all too much for me," Daddy Pig says, resting his head on Mummy Pig's shoulder. Just then, Peppa and George run over to them and tell them that they have made a fantastic new game. Suddenly, his eyes pop wide open and he drops his glass. "Oh no," he says. "I have a terrible stomachache." He runs out of the room. "Don't worry, Daddy," says Peppa. "I hope I'm not going to have an injection," he says nervously. "I hope the x-ray wasn't broken," he says. Peppa tells him that everything will be fine. The episode ends with the family walking hand in hand towards the camera. Just then, the doctor returns with a clipboard. "Mr. Pig," he says, "your x-rays are ready. Come with me. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more Peppa Pig episodes." Daddy Pig follows the doctor and the children, run over to Mummy Pig and ask her if everything's okay. "Of course it is," she says. "Daddy Pig is going to be fine." The doctor tells Daddy Pig that his x-rays are perfectly normal. "Good," he says. "That means you don't need any treatment." The doctor prescribes Daddy Pig some medicine just in case his stomachache comes back. He also warns him that he needs to watch his diet. Daddy Pig thanks the doctor and says that he will definitely follow his advice. The nurse tells him that he won't, but that he will need to do an x-ray. "That sounds scary," Daddy Pig says. The nurse assures him that it's nothing to be afraid of. A doctor comes in and tells Daddy Pig that the x-ray will only take a few seconds. "When will I get my results?" Daddy Pig asks. "He'll get them in a jiffy," the doctor replies. "We'll fix you up, doctor." Daddy Pig lies down on the sofa as Peppa and George pretend to examine him. Mummy Pig tells them to stop playing and go clean up from dinner. As she watches her children leave the room, she turns back to her husband and tells him that she is going to make him some medicine. "We call it Doctor," Dr. George says. "Let me play Doctor," says Peppa. Mummy Pig returns from the kitchen with a cup of hot medicine. He has a terrible stomachache and is covered in cold sweats. "Mummy Dad is sick again," George says. "Don't worry," Peppa replies. "We'll fix him up." She and her brother bring Daddy Pig downstairs and help him onto a chair. "I feel so sick," he says. "I need to go to the hospital," Mummy Pig says. Daddy Pig is worried. "Will it hurt?" he asks. Mummy Pig reassures him that everything will be okay. "Here you go, darling," she says. Daddy Pig takes the cup from her and blows on it to cool it down a bit. He takes a sip. "Yuck," he says. "It's horrible." Mummy Pig tells him that he has to drink it if he wants to get rid of his stomachache. Daddy Pig pretends to think about it for a moment before saying, "Actually, I feel a lot better now." "Thank you, my love," he says. He kisses Mummy Pig on the cheek. Daddy Pig gets up from the sofa and tells his family that he is feeling much better. "The best part is that you didn't even need your medicine," Mummy Pig says. "Oh no," says Daddy Pig. "I took it already," winks at the camera. Daddy Pig feels like he is too tired to play games, but Mummy Pig encourages him to participate. Daddy Pig pretends to be a patient lying on a bed. Dr. Peppa says as she taps his head with a wooden spoon. "Feel my tummy," she says. Daddy Pig pretends to be in pain and holds his stomach as he laughs. After playing the game for a few minutes, Daddy Pig starts to feel better. "Thank you, doctor," he says to Peppa. "You fixed me right up." He gives both of his children a big hug, tells her to leave him alone so he can sleep. But Mummy Pig insists that he must come help her right now. Daddy Pig is still feeling very energetic. "This is the best day ever," he says. They wash their hands in preparation for tea time, but soon start arguing over who got to wash their hands first. "I washed my hands first," Peppa says. "No, I did," George replies. Just then, Peppa slips and falls into the sink. She is covered in water. "Oh, never mind," she says sadly. George laughs at his sister. "It's funny, 'cause she's all wet," he says. Mummy Pig comes into the bathroom to see what all the commotion is about. She helps Peppa out of the sink and tells her that she will dry her off. Then Mummy Pig tells her children that it is time to go inside and eat some dinner. As they arrive in town, Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig park their car and go inside a department store. They are going to pick out a present for Mummy Pig's sister who is visiting from Australia. Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig browse around the store, looking for the perfect gift. Meanwhile, Peppa and George are still playing outside the house. They're building a large sand castle. "I'm building a castle," George says proudly. "I'm building a castle," Peppa repeats after him. Daddy Pig groans as he reluctantly gets out of bed. He looks over at his alarm clock and sees that he was actually woken up before his alarm was even set to go off. He then throws back the covers and jumps out of bed. "I feel fantastic," he says with a big smile on his face. Mummy Pig comes out of the house to get the laundry. George is still out playing with Peppa, who has stopped pretending to be a dinosaur and is instead playing a game called Mummy, says George is pretending to be a little robot vacuum cleaner. Mummy says walk forwards. Peppa instructs George, and he obeys by driving his toy vacuum forward. Mummy says turn round, Peppa says, and George does as he's told. Mummy says clean the floor, she instructs, and he pretends to vacuum up dirt. Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig have collected all of their laundry and are hanging it up to dry. Daddy Pig is struggling to reach the clothesline, while trying to hold a large blanket in his hands. "Oh, this is too much for me," he says. Mummy Pig suggests that he take a break and let the blanket dry a little more before putting it away. But Daddy Pig doesn't listen and continues trying to hang the blanket. He loses his balance and drops the blanket on top of Mummy Pig. "Oh, Dada," Peppa and George say in unison. She has just finished washing it, and she calls for her husband, Daddy Pig, to help her carry it in. But Daddy Pig is nowhere to be found. "Where's that piggy?" Mummy Pig says, as she calls out for him. She can hear him snoring loudly from inside the house. So she walks inside to go and wake him up. The episode begins with the familiar opening theme song as we are taken to the home of Peppa Pig, where she lives with her family in a large house in the countryside. Meanwhile, Peppa and George are still playing outside. They are pretending to be dinosaurs roaring at each other. Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig go out to the clothesline to collect the freshly washed laundry. Daddy Pig helps Mummy Pig up, and she tells him that they really should take a break. After saying goodbye to Peppa and George, Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig drive into town in their car. Soon it is time for Peppa and George to go inside. As the family sits down to eat, Daddy Pig picks up his glass of water and takes a drink. A short while later, Daddy Pig is still lying on the couch groaning. The next morning, Daddy Pig wakes up feeling awful again. At the hospital, Daddy Pig is lying on a bed while a nurse takes his blood pressure. In the waiting room, Daddy Pig is getting more and more nervous. The family is reunited, and Daddy Pig is very happy to be back with his loved ones. "I love you all so much," he says. Thanks for watching this brand new episode of Peppa Pig Tales. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button.